previous video, we talked about the need to be ready when you think you want to immigrate to a new country or you want to japa, as we would say in Nigeria. This part of the video actually starts talking about the need to be mentally prepared, the mental preparedness towards living abroad. And this video also can also be for those who have lived many years in a new country, because over time, the mental fatigue that comes from being in a place other than your home starts to catch up. And we all have to develop different coping mechanisms to this. Before we set out on going or moving to a new country, we really have to be mentally prepared. And in this video, we're going to highlight some of the key steps you need to take in order to be mentally ready to find a new life or emigrate to a country that is new to you. Always have this mindset that in whatever condition you find yourself, that you become adaptable. The key word is in being very flexible, because remember this: there will be no place like home, no matter how bad it is. If you're living a country where you know the food, the people, the culture, it's gonna have mental implications down the line. So be ready for that change that is coming. And the key in being ready is this: adapt the mindset that no matter what it is that you will face, that you will overcome it. That's where being adaptable means or comes in. And this is where we don't start to make comparisons between our home country and the newly adopted country. Start to compare that, oh, like this, or things work like this where I'm from, and here it's not the same thing. That's a step downhill. So being adaptable means taking the elements of what I grew up with and adapting that or those elements into the new society I'm trying to get into. That means it might require me making changes in terms of my mindset, in terms of how do I see the language, the food, the people. These are really key factors that would make time or immigration to a new country really, not seamless, like I say, but it would help that we are able to integrate better. And coming to the issue of mental tiredness or mental fatigue, a lot of us that have lived so many years outside countries that are not a place of birth, we found that over time, there are things that we actually kind of neglect that starts building that mental toll on us. And I give example like this. If you leave uh, your family, you leave friends, you leave food, you leave everything you know behind, and you go to a new country, the fact remains that you will miss these things. And over time, you would find that it's kind of building up inside you, and you would have to find a way to deal with those. And the key here, when I tell people, is if you need to ask for help, don't be afraid. Don't be shy to ask for help, because so many times we feel like we can carry it by ourselves. We can do it. We have the mindset that no matter what comes, we can do it alone. And this goes true for some of my people from the African background. The fact that at times we come from this kind of communal mindset where everyone is looking out for each other, and at times when we move to the West, we find that it's not the same. Help is institutionalized, like I say. This is where we really need to seek out local communities. What can we do? Join a local NGO. Volunteer your time. Doing this would help you integrate better into the society. It would help you understand the people that you live amongst. It would help you adapt more or help understand why they do things the way they do it. And when we get to understand this, it makes us a bit mentally balanced to pursue. And the key here is not getting too busy that we use work, we use school, we use whatever we are doing to kind of, suppress that feeling. When I say, for example, my people from, like Nigeria, for example, I know, we have the mindset that we can do it alone. We can go all the way. And when it comes to this issue of being depressed, because at times you would find that, being abroad, missing family, missing relative, missing your food, would make you display some emotions at times. It would make you cry. Accepting these feelings is really key to navigating it well. For example, I find that, after being so many years away from my home country, that I miss my food, I miss the weather at times, I miss the people, I miss my family. And at times, I find that I cannot help it but cry, feel depressed, feel sad. What has helped me is getting too involved in local activities, joining a local NGO, volunteering my time to see how I can learn more about the culture or the food or the way that things are done where I have lived. And this has really helped. Another important thing to remember is if there is a need to ask for professional help, don't feel shy about doing that, because any kind of help helps us alleviate anything that we are going through in a new country, any kind of help we get. And this help might come in form of, locals helping, joining a local community where we interact with people and share ideas that are probably different from the ideas that we know. So this is really key. Asking for professional help if we feel that we are not able to carry along or alone being depressed or feeling down. Asking for professional help is not bad. And this does not mean, like I have talked to some people when we talk about this issue of asking for professional help to deal with mental issues, for example, going on a therapy. It does not mean that the moment you ask for help, that you are not there anymore or you are going to start popping pills. No. At times, I have found that talking to a professional actually helps you process your ideas. At times, it might make you present your thoughts that you are having in your head, in your mind, but you're able to actually then present it in a way that you kind of understand. Aha, okay, so it's like this. So, asking for help from locals, asking for help wherever it comes from is really key. And we want to remember this: health is wealth. We do not want to use work or being so busy to actually remedy this. What we want to do is have that balance, know when to rest, know when to take a break, know when to unwind, do things that are really good that locals do. For example, when I lived in Finland, it was so that sauna was a very therapeutic way of, kind of alleviating stress. Not a lot of people who are from outside understand it or like it, but hey, why not indulge? Indulging would help you understand. Aha, it would give that aha moment where you find that, hey, this is how it is, and you are able to adapt. And these are the ways that we can be able to actually deal with beer. And there is nothing, like I mentioned in the beginning, that would make or would be the same like your home country. So do not compare. So we want to remember this. In 2023, things are a lot different than years back post corona. A lot of the systems that we have in the West is really changing. Economically, it's changing. Cost of living increasing. The economy in most places are not doing so well like it used to be before. So having this kind of expectation that it might be difficult and being ready to deal with whatever difficulties that comes as we choose to migrate, or if we have lived so long or we've lived in different countries, would help. So please let me know your own experiences. And in the next video, we're going to actually look at people's experiences, what they have learned being abroad, how have they managed, what steps did they take that helped them. And I believe when we share these knowledge together, it can help each one of us deal with or bear with the stress, the emotional fatigue that comes from living in a place other than a place of your birth or the country that you know. Let me know what your opinions are, what your experiences are, and if a lot of feedback in the comment section so that we can see ways that we can run ideas here and there and see who might need this or who this would help in making better decisions when you decide to back or emigrate to a new country.